Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Tzu Chi volunteers in Haiti hold a rice distribution at Congregation of Sisters of St. Anne. We take a look at how Singapore Tzu Chi volunteers work with the local Red Cross to carry out monthly blood drives since 2003. And China Tzu Chi volunteers help out a senior living in Fangshan district to give his house a makeover after years of neglect. We start today's show in Haiti, where Tzu Chi volunteers hold a rice distribution for the Congregation of Sisters of St. Anne in Port-au-Prince. Volunteers brought enough rice to feed 500 children that the sisters have taken under their wings. During the delivery process, volunteers ran into some tricky roads, which require the driver to be level-headed and cool as he navigates the winding paths. On their way to the distribution point, a semi carrying 6,000 kilograms of rice skillfully navigates the narrow streets of Port-au-Prince.
I don't dare drive through this. Look at how skillfully the driver maneuvers the semi through these small streets.
Arriving near their destination, it seems the driving test is just beginning, however. The driver has to maneuver his semi through two 90-degree turns and up a narrow sloping road before the truck finally arrives safe and sound at the congregation's parking lot. Next, volunteers get to work unloading the 300 bags, about 6,000 kilograms of rice from the truck.
This ride will be used to feed our students and those sick in the infirmary. I would like to say thank you on behalf of everyone here.
As of today, we have already donated 110 tons here in Haiti. We have seen how happy people here are to receive that rice. It is obvious that it is really needed.
In Haiti, 1 child out of 8 will die of malnutrition before they reach the age of 5. Hopefully, with Tzu Chi's aid, this tragedy will become a thing of the past. In the United States, torrential rain during mid-September resulted in severe flooding in the state of Colorado. After an initial disaster assessment on September 25th, Tzu Chi volunteers returned recently to Colorado to discuss how to organize an upcoming aid distribution with the local Red Cross chapter.
It has been a month since a flood devastated the lives of residents living in the state of Colorado. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers have flown to Denver, Colorado to meet up with the local Red Cross.
Welcome back! We're so glad that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. It really means the world to us.
I was in Colorado Springs.
Yes, you look familiar.
I know it's so. Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
really
Thank you again for what you do.
Sure,
That's
no
great.
problem.
I thought that was you.
Yes.
Over the years, Tzu Chi Foundation and the Red Cross have established a close bond. Now, with a list of flood survivors in hand, Tzu Chi will be able to deliver aid supplies personally to those in need of assistance.
We conducted a disaster assessment about 10 days ago. The Red Cross has come up with a list of 116 households that are in desperate need. We hope to help these needy families get back on their feet as soon as possible.
The most important thing that we bring together is when we have limited resources, the collaboration with Tzu Chi and the Red Cross is even more important. With collaboration, we bring together different skill sets, different opportunities, and most importantly, we are able to garner both organizations to be one powerful unit.
It has been a month since the Colorado flood. However, the local Red Cross has continued to receive calls from flood survivors asking for assistance.
It's difficult, you know. So if you see these areas here, all the main roads getting out here are closed. Today is day 28 in the relief operation. We still have a lot of road closures. There's still some communities that are a little difficult to get to.
Currently, there is no Tzu Chi office in Colorado, but the upcoming aid distribution will be joined by Tzu Chi volunteers from all across the United States.
Right now, we don't have many volunteers in Colorado. This time, volunteers from Northern and Southern California will all be here to help. Together, we will be able to organize the upcoming aid distribution.
Today, we go back to the year of 2003, most commonly remembered as the year of the SARS outbreak in Asia. As one of the centers of the outbreak, panic gripped Singapore and blood donations plummeted. With blood banks running low on supplies, the local Red Cross turned to Tzu Chi for help in organizing a blood drive, and that relationship is still going strong today.
In 2003, the world watched with horror as SARS spread across Asia. One of the centers of the outbreak was Singapore. As panic gripped the city, residents refused to leave their homes and blood donations plummeted. Eyeing the dangerously low levels of the city's blood banks, the Red Cross contacted Tzu Chi for help. On June 14th that same year, the two NGOs came together to hold their first blood drive.
Because of the SARS outbreak, their blood bank was seriously low. The Red Cross was looking to help the blood bank gather more blood and therefore came to us with the idea of a long-term partnership.
Today, 11 years on, that partnership is still going strong.
今天捐血的结果是，总共我们收到了191包的血。
In that time, Tzu Chi has expanded its services from a tri-monthly blood drive to monthly donation drives across the city. Over the past decade, over 16,000 bags of blood have been collected, making Tzu Chi one of Singapore's most important mobile blood collection organizations. And their efforts have been constantly recognized by the Red Cross.
The link is very important. So for Tzu Chi, you play a role between the blood mobile organizers. Tzu Chi bridge the donor with the organizer, and when you provide that bridge, good things happen. So lives are saved because blood donation is being made on a monthly basis, especially.
Very happy because when I donating the blood, right, I'm thinking of if the other baby or child or the other old person, because of my blood they can survive their life, then how is their pleasure?
In China, there are blood mobiles everywhere on the streets. Here, since I don't understand English, it is hard to find a place to give blood. It is about giving a little of your love, helping those in need of blood.
The number of people donating blood in Singapore has continued to rise in recent years. However, as its society ages, the need for donated blood has also increased. In order to get more residents to donate blood, Tzu Chi continues to work hard to encourage the general public to give a little of their time and blood to save a life.
In the city of Bekasi, Indonesia, as part of their continuous care for local residents, Tzu Chi volunteers work in cooperation with a local Christian church to carry out a free clinic, providing 300 patients with free dental and general medical services. Here in Bekasi City, Indonesia, prior to the free clinic, Tzu Chi volunteers take the opportunity to learn more about the needs of these local residents who showed up today to seek out Tzu Chi's free medical services.
In this neighborhood, there are numerous residents who are in need of medical assistance. They cannot afford to see a doctor because of their financial difficulties. I think we are responsible for providing these needy patients with medical service. Upon learning of the upcoming free clinic organized by Indonesia Tzu Chi volunteers and a local Christian church, local residents are all excited about the news.
It is very thoughtful. When I heard that there will be an upcoming free clinic, I went to the neighborhood chief's house to pick up the free clinic voucher so that today I can come here to receive free medical services.
For many residents, this is not their first time participating in such an event, yet they are once again touched by the team of doctors' dedication.
Team of doctors not only asked me about my health condition, but also cared for my living situation. Their kindness comforted me and gave me strength in the face of my sickness.
Today is the time for Sunday service, and I'm here to be a medical volunteer. I think this event is very meaningful and echoes the purpose of religion. Despite difference in faiths, we share the same goal, that is to spread our love and care to the needy. It is worthwhile to devote my time to this event.
Thanks to this free clinic, now I know what diseases I suffer from. Thank you very much.
Treating each patient like their own family, Tzu Chi volunteers once again show that their love indeed transcends all boundaries. Next, we go to Taiwan, where the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital just finished donating stem cells to a patient in Hungary, the 29th country to get a match from the Tzu Chi stem cells registry. Making the story even more remarkable was despite the donor's health problem, she was still willing to go the extra mile to get her body ready for the procedure, thus ensuring that a patient on the other side of the world had another shot at life.
In the hands of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital superintendent are stem cells that could save a life in Hungary. The exchange also marks Hungary as 29th country to have received stem cells from Taiwan's Tzu Chi stem cell registry.
Currently, we have sufficient numbers, around 300,000 and growing. The more people the registry has, the more chance of finding a match.
The Tzu Chi registry gets on average 300 matches a year, with Miss Lai from Kaohsiung being one of them. After signing up in 2001, 12 years later, she was confirmed as a match.
One of the Tzu Chi sisters gave me a call, but I had already switched phone numbers. Despite this, she was still able to get in touch with me. It doesn't matter if you're sick. As long as you are determined to get better, you can and then help others.
Lai was asked by the hospital to donate 12 tubes of blood, 5 times the usual amount. In order to meet the hospital's request, Lai, who suffers from asthma, embarked on an exercise regime to get her body ready.
Everyone questioned whether I was able to do this due to my health condition. I told them that it would be no problem. Although I would have to give blood several times and maybe come in for exams, this is nothing compared to the suffering of those needing a transplant.
Finding out that her stem cells would be carried overseas, Lai wrote a card expressing her love and hope that the recipient could make a full recovery and enjoy a second chance at life.
In China, Beijing Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at Fangshan district to help 67-year-old Ma Shiying repair his home. The senior has to take care of his wife who has cancer, as well as his daughter with special needs. Tzu Chi partnered with an interior decorating company to give the house a huge makeover.
先给它扫一扫，扫一扫，完了一会儿呢，拿点水擦擦，一会儿回头我像这个屋地啊，咱们得拿铁锹啊，得给它平整一下。
Here at Grandpa Ma Shiying's house, 13 Tzu Chi volunteers and neighbors joined hand in hand to help clean up the residence. They first moved all the furniture outside. This century-old house has kept with its original design, including clay walls, wood frames, and cornstalk ceiling. However, the interior living environment has been neglected as Grandpa Ma is busy looking after his wife, who has cancer, and his mentally challenged daughter. To help, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to help him clean and repair his house.
The ceiling has to be fortified, and these 3 walls need to be braced with plastic boards. The floor is already cleaned up, so it's fine.
As well as the owner of an interior decorating company puts on a volunteer's vest and personally joins the work.
We will do our best to make the interior of the house clean and tidy, and will carefully install all the supporting structures. We will make sure everything is perfectly in place.
Next, the cornstalk ceiling is removed by volunteer Fan Xiaoming, a successful entrepreneur who showed up to help out.
When I clean up my house, I always have arguments with my mom because she makes the house messy in no time. Since I have joined Tzu Chi, I have learned to be more compassionate. I've realized that since my mom is still able to mess up the house, it means that she is still healthy and able to move around. So I feel more relieved thinking that my mom is still in good shape.
As Tzu Chi volunteer Hong Yuxuan explains the renovation plan to Grandpa Ma, she also seizes the opportunity to encourage him to keep to a good habit of cleaning.
From now on, you have to keep your living environment clean so that you will not get sick easily.
That's for sure. This is the first time I have had such a chance to live in such a beautiful house. Something that didn't even happen when I got married. This is so lovely.
Seeing how the volunteers work tirelessly to help him repair his house, Grandpa Ma is filled with gratitude. His wife and daughter are also happy to see the makeover. Grandpa Ma then makes a promise to the volunteers.
If you return here, just come to see me. Brother Fan, you just come to see me, and I will take care of you, like what you did for us today.
Pleased on the perfect note, Grandpa Ma and his family look forward to a brighter future.
In the United States, the Tzu Chi New York chapter recently held an annual Good Health Day event at the Sheraton Hotel in Flushing, New York. This time, the event offered services from 23 different medical departments and was joined by nearly 80 medical staff. Here's more.
This is the scene at the Good Health Day event held by Tzu Chi New York chapter in the United States. Today, the event is joined by nearly 80 medical staff and more than 100 volunteers.
We have been holding the Good Health Day event on a yearly basis to safeguard the health of local residents. This year, we are offering a variety of services.
This time, the Good Health Day event is being held at the Sheraton Hotel in Flushing. It is located near the city center where people come and go.
As the Good Health Day event was widely promoted by local newspapers and media, many people arrived at the event venue even before 9 in the morning.
I saw the information in the newspaper, so I am here. I can't see really well, and the doctor told me that I would have to go through another surgery. After that, I will be able to see clearly with both eyes.
I sprained my ankle the other day. Today, Dr. Yang gave me a massage therapy and many tips on how to better take care of myself. I've received much help today, and I hope that I can recover as soon as possible.
Other than providing tips on how to better take care of their bodies, doctors also encourage the attendees to sign up for the bone marrow registry.
Today, I am here to join the bone marrow registry because I want to help those in need. Although I am afraid of pain, I can help another person if I am a perfect match. It doesn't matter if it's a bit painful.
A blessing ceremony in April this year brought China Tzu Chi volunteers to Xi'an City, Shanxi Province, which led to a local school asking Tzu Chi to help out their needy students. Meanwhile, in Fuzhou City, Fujian Province, 2 public schools sent the names of 80 impoverished students that needed financial help. Before Tzu Chi actually awards the scholarship to students, volunteers will first conduct home visitations to get to know the students a little better. Here in Fuzhou City, Fujian Province, China Tzu Chi volunteers are conducting home visitations as a part of the scholarship selection process. The outgoing Luo Yingwei was abandoned by her parents when young. Thankfully, Luo's aunt had plenty of motherly love to spare.
You're a good child. Every time Auntie sees you, I'm glad how good you turned out. Of course, if you have the opportunity, you can come join Tzu Chi. Do you wish to be a Tzu Chi volunteer? Yes?
The shy Hong Shou-chen often fought with her parents and moved out on her own as an act of rebellion. Now, under Tzu Chi Volunteers' guidance, she has promised to go home to reconcile.
You promised, right? You gave your word. Yes, keep your teacher updated, okay? This way, Auntie, I will be at ease, or else I will keep worrying about you.
Meanwhile, Tzu Chi Volunteers visited Xi'an to hold a scholarship awards ceremony for the first time at the Eurasia University-affiliated high school. There, they took the opportunity to explain how important 50 cents can be.
I want to ask the teachers, if you need to take a bus, but you don't have the 50 cents to pay for the fare, what will you do?
Little strokes fell great oaks. Every penny saved has the potential to help others in need.
In our current selfish society, to have an organization filled with love for others, always thinking about others' needs before their own, really warms my heart.
Giving these students scholarships isn't just about providing them with financial support, but also about exposing them to Tzu Chi's great love. To raise funds for the Danbin Tzu Chi Childhood Education Center, Malaysia Tzu Chi Volunteers organized a charity fair at a local elementary school. Besides Tzu Chi's booths, local businesses and other organizations also set up stalls to participate. Here at this charity fair, organized by Malaysia Tzu Chi Volunteers, staff are busy touting their products. All proceeds will go to funding the building of the Tzu Chi Danbin Childhood Education Center. Both immobile Tzu Chi volunteers and the NGO's care recipients spare no effort in canvassing for funds.
Our disability cannot stop us from showing our great love to the needy. We want to see Tzu Chi's ideals thrive.
Whenever I encountered any difficulty, Tzu Chi volunteers were always around to help me and my kids get through it. To prepare for this event, I didn't sleep last night. I'm happy that I can still give despite my financial situation. I have received countless assistance from the Tzu Chi Foundation.
Volunteers also mobilize their families to help out.
I drove a truck of sugarcane to sell here. I thought, well, if they want to help me peel the sugarcane and sell it, I would be happy to do it.
Other than local Tzu Chi volunteers, volunteers from other regions also attend the charity fair.
22 Tzu Chi volunteers from other regions traveled here to help out. Everybody had a good time.
We're truly glad to have this opportunity to take part in this meaningful event. Tzu Chi brothers and sisters were all willing to help out upon learning of this fair.
Thanks to the collective efforts of the volunteers and kind-hearted residents, the day of seeing the erection of the Danbin Tzu Chi Childhood Education Center is one step closer. At the end of the show, we head to Japan and Vietnam, where Tzu Chi volunteers are celebrating Taiwan's national days in different ways. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.